Hey guys, now do you guys remember when I may or may not have talked about, some, I guess maybe some shows, in the past, some bad and some good? Well, have I ever told you about, some failed, Nickelodeon sitcoms that used to exist and you probably forgot exist, but now that I'm about to talk about them, you probably remember them? Well, yeah, because that's what I'm about to do. So, yeah, I'm going to do it. Now, I'm not going to mention all of them, although there may have been a few I missed, but, I mean, come on, what do you expect? So, yeah. Anyways, why don't we, get into it? Now, the first show I'm going to be talking about is probably the only show that, comes from back in the day. And well, it was pretty much the first thing I saw when I was looking, at articles of, some failed Nickelodeon shows. And, it happened to pop up. And also, I don't think I ever recall ever seeing this, because this show came out the year I was born, which of course happens to be 2000. So, yeah, now the name of the show is called No One Knows Best. And well, from what I heard, it got canceled because, the humor wasn't very funny. And well, it was just dry. And there was even, I guess, a moment or two where it just got low ratings and, it was just canceled afterwards. So, yeah, and well, I don't really know about anything about this show because, again, I never saw it. I mean, it came out when I was a baby and only lasted, for a year, so yeah. Okay, I think I may have talked about this one in the past already, but I just gotta bring it up because, my God. So you guys remember when Nickelodeon, wanted to, be hip with today's kids and, decided to give YouTubers a TV show? Like, remember when they made Fred, 3 movies? And then, of course, due to his popularity, they made a show, but God. And I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I never really watched any of Fred's videos back when he was popular, because, I was a young kid, and, well, I was more hooked on television, and way before, before YouTube. And I know YouTube was probably getting hip, with the crowd around those times, but it just never intrigued my interest, I tell you, until years later. And now here I am, at 21 years old, making videos about, nostalgia and geek stuff. And I tell ya, back when this show was airing, I was always stuck watching it because there was nothing else to watch on television late at night. Like, ugh. Because around this time, Cartoon Network would also play their stupid live action stuff. Like, ugh. My God. In fact, I even remember my own aunt, when I was visiting my own father on the weekends. She didn't like him either. Pretty much I have the TV turned on and she was like, so what do you watch? I'm like, I'm watching Fred. And she's like, oh God, really? I'm like, I'm sorry, it's the only thing on right now, okay? So don't blame me, blame the people who's running this program stuff. So, yeah. Okay, so next one is actually the one that came after, Fred. They realized Fred was no longer popular, but they wanted to keep Lucas Crochet around because what the hell? They wanted him because he was popular and he was well known for Fred. Yeah, that's right. How many of you remember when he was cast to play an alien who was trying to, survive on Earth? Yeah, that's right. Next show on this list is Marvin Marvin. And I gotta be honest, I actually did watch this show I did watch this show back then. Why? Well, because I just thought, oh, good. Lucas is playing something else. Playing a different character besides Fred. Also, one thing though, does anyone remember when Big Time Rush, guest starred on that show that one time? Yeah. To be honest, I kind of thought that was pretty cool, because, I mean, what the hell? Oh, because back when I was young, because back in the day, girls my age were, loved Big Time Rush. I mean, we all watched the show, we loved all their songs. In fact, to this day, I have a few of their, I still have a few of their songs on my Spotify, because they're nostalgic to me, and I mean, come on, who doesn't love them? But of course, we all know how this show went. I mean, I thought it was okay, because it was something different. I mean, they had Lucas Crochet do something, completely different. Oh, in fact, you want to know something? I actually stumbled upon a few videos of, Lucas himself, reacting to, the show itself, along with the Fred movies, or just the first one. God. But yeah, I mean, yeah, for reals. But it's a good thing. I mean, I actually kind of enjoyed this, like having see a star who's moved on to different stuff, reacting to some of the old stuff he did in the past. Like, I mean, wow. Okay, this next one. Now, I actually did watch this one, and I obviously thought it was okay. Although, from what I heard, it didn't really get a lot of good ratings. And, well, did you know the last episode was a Christmas special? And no, I'm not talking about Invader Zim. I'm sorry, but no animated shows on here. This list is for live action stuff only. So, yeah, I'm talking about the show How to Rock. I'm sure y'all remember this show. Oh, I mean, to be honest, I thought it was a pretty good show. I mean, music was pretty great. Although sometimes Simone Miller's character always got on my nerves. Like, I remember seeing how, she was always rude and, be mean at times. Like, oh my God, girl, what the hell is wrong with you? God, I know you used to be popular, but geez. Also, why on earth what on earth was the big idea? Like, I mean, you kick the girl out of the group just because she starts wearing braces and glasses. That's just wrong. Come on, girls. Like, that's like a terrible thing. Like, you should never judge a book by its cover, That's all I'm saying. But I will say this. I thought the music was great. I mean, no matter what the heck you say, if you thought it was good yourself. Then again, it was to me. I mean, I didn't mind it. So what the heck? Okay, now this next one, I actually remember Nickelodeon promoting this back in the day. And I think I do remember once playing a game on Nickelodeon's website that featured this character from the show. Now, if you don't know, the show is called Tel Talia in the Kitchen. And, well, basically, it's about this 14-year-old girl who I guess is really into cooking and, uses these magical spices, to make her family's restaurant more successful, from what I heard. And, well, yeah, it didn't really do well. I mean, it just, I guess it only lasted for a few episodes and then, boom, it just disappeared. I mean, because, they said, because according to the article I found for this one, they said, I guess, that the acting wasn't all that great and that these people don't act like teenagers, from what I heard. So, yeah. And, well, then again, I think I only saw one episode of this show, but of course, afterwards, I kind of just stopped because I just wasn't feeling it with it for some reason. So, yeah. Okay, this next show now, technically I don't think it would be considered a sitcom, but you know what? We're just gonna make it, maybe it would be more of like a sitcom and live action, stuff and whatnot. So the next one is called Awesomeness TV, and from what I heard, this was based off a YouTube channel as well. Like, wow, Nickelodeon just couldn't stop. And well, this one didn't last long either. I mean, I think I do have some memories of seeing this on television once, and, all that type of stuff. But, I don't think it was I don't really know. I barely even watched it. I mean, really, like, that was pretty much it afterwards. Like, I mean, it was just on TV for, like, God knows how long, and then, boom, it just disappeared. You know, because I guess it just wasn't that great, and the sketches they showed probably just weren't the best. But what the heck are you going to do about it? So do you guys remember when between, like, you know, I guess maybe commercial breaks and, I don't know, maybe before a show was about to start, Nickelodeon would do this thing where they had called a Nick Studio 10, where they had, like, these random teens, like, do weird sketches and, you know, some really cringe stuff. Yep, that's right. They literally did that. And let me tell you, people say it was one of the worst decisions Nickelodeon ever made back in the day. Yeah. And it didn't even last long either, like everything else on this list. Like, wow, just wow. In fact, I do remember catching some of these on television back in the day, and I didn't really mind them. I mean, I just thought, well, I mean, if Nickelodeon is trying something new, why not just let them give it a go? But of course, it just goes on and then disappears, never to be seen or heard from again. So yeah, that's basically what they did. Like, they just stopped afterwards. So yeah, I don't really care though. I mean, I wasn't really too interested in them. Like, why the hell would I want to watch, you know, a bunch of teenagers doing some stupid stuff when I could be watching Sam and Cat? Or, I don't know, SpongeBob, or whatever the hell was popular back in the late 2010s. Like, for reals. Now, this very last show, which I never saw on any network, on any of these articles whatsoever. Because, I tell ya, this show, like, has become so forgotten. Like, I mean, really, like, no one even brings it up. Like, wait, why isn't this show on the list? I remember watching it myself and maybe watching it on Nick.com every once in a while, because what the hell, I didn't know what else to watch. So this show, I'm sure some of you may or may have not heard of it. It's called Bucket and Skinner's Epic Adventures, and well, basically, well, it was, you know, just a random show about these two guys, and, you know, they live in, like, California, near a beach. And I don't know, I just thought it seemed like an interesting concept and all, but of course it had to come to an end because it wasn't getting the ratings it deserved. And well, they did end up airing it in different parts of the world, you know, after its cancellation in later years. But yeah, I mean, really, but I still remember watching those episodes. I think I mostly watched it on Nick.com though, because what else was there for me to watch? And what the hell, I was a dumb kid. I didn't really care what the hell was on at the time, or what Nickelodeon, you know, had on their website. I mean, really, like, wow. And I think, yeah, I do remember catching some episodes on television once, but that pretty much was it for me. So, yep. So, that's all of them. Now I know there may be a few more, but I decided to, you know, just pick the ones that, you know, some consider, you know, the worst, and some that, you know, didn't really do so great afterwards. But, yes. So, anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Take care.